Hello. All right, we are trying to get both Allison and I on together like we like to do. So she got out of hers and hopefully I can get her connected here now. So let's see. So bear with us a second. All right, Allison, I've sent you an invite to join me. Don't see Allison here yet. All right, let me talk to her. All right, sorry about that, guys. All right, well, I think I've got maybe Jen on. All right, well, it's always better when we are both on together, so I don't know, sometimes we get Facebook acting up and not wanting to allow us to do that. But Allison, I have you invited. I can't send another invite. I have only the one. Yes. Thank you, Sandra. Bear with us here. Take two. See if we can get it going here with us both on. Well, I don't know why we're having such a difficulty here tonight. Allison, come on. All right, well, I see a few of you coming on. It's not popping up names here for me, but see a few on, but I don't see Allison here yet. And I really wanted her to kind of take the lead on how she finds her Facebook, her fundraising leads. I guess if we can't get her on, I'll just kind of go with it here. Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I don't want to keep you guys waiting. Hopefully maybe she can come on and get my invite here and jump on. So, you know, as we've indicated in the past, that the trip requirements to earn the points often involve a need to get high points, and those points can be obtained in a variety of ways, but one of the most effective ways to be able to get high personal volume is through fundraising. So in order to meet those requirements for the trip, we really do highly encourage engaging in fundraising as part of your process. So again, the requirements have started. June 1st through December 31st, 2025 is when the requirements will be taking effect. So now is the time to for sure be getting yourself prepared for fundraisers. Now you don't want to wait until September or October and then start contacting or start learning or start figuring out what it is that you're going to do. You want to be fully prepared with the training and understanding what it is that you're going to be doing, and ask questions so that you're ready to go, and then start reaching out to people. Now, there's several ways in which you can do that. One is face-to-face. So if there's organizations in your community, whether that's schools or churches or mission groups or dog shelters, dance studios, whoever it is that you want to work with, you can certainly stop by with a candle and a packet and see if they do fundraising and offer them some information and check out their interest in maybe doing one with you. So face-to-face is always good. When you're doing that, leaving a jar as a sample for them to burn once they show quite a bit of interest. You don't want to just be dropping off candle after candle, at the door for everyone. But when somebody shows an interest in, we think we might want to look at doing a candle fundraiser, then nothing wrong with leaving them a jar. Now, remember, that is a tax write-off. And I have never, ever, ever been dissatisfied with giving free product for people to try. It always comes back in the end. So that is one way, face-to-face. The way that Allison tends to gather her fundraising leads is through using Facebook to search for organizations in her area. And so you can just go and put in search dance studios near me, or you can pick a specific city in your area that you might want to, work with. And either on the Facebook page descriptions, there will be an email or there'll be a website. So click into the website and usually under the contact me information, you'll find something. It may not be a particular person, director of the group, but it'll have the organization's email. And so in our training site, there is that introductory email, and you just kind of copy and paste that, put it into an email to that organization, and then attach our fundraising guide, which can be obtained. That link is on your company, the scent-team.com website. Put that link as an attachment, or either the PDF as an attachment, or put the link for them to click into to go see the fundraising guide. And you always want to track who you've contacted, when you've contacted them, and what the method of contact is. And you can do that either through an Excel spreadsheet is what I use, or you can use paper, any way that you want to document who you've contacted, how you've contacted them, and when. And now you do have to kind of expect that a lot of them don't necessarily reply to you on that first contact. Allison has a good system down where she sends out, she could do 4 emails a year to the different groups until she does get a response. So maybe once quarterly, if it's really high fundraising season like we will have in the fall, maybe you want to do it once a month. But it's reaching out, asking if they'd be interested in taking a look at the information that we have, very successful fundraising program that allows, significant profit for their group. And if somebody does reply with interest, it's just a matter of getting their questions answered. If it's somebody, again, that's somewhat in your area, you could certainly arrange to have a meeting. Allison will do kind of face-to-face once they have, accepted an interest in it. Most of mine are not local to me, so most of my communication is always just continue to consist of, emailing, sending them the flyers that we have, information, examples, testimonials, all of that through email. You can certainly text or, pick up the phone and talk to people as well. But that's really how Allison has obtained the vast majority of her emails, is doing those searches locally. So if there's, as you're driving around town even, maybe have a little notebook in your car with you. And if you see a dance studio, maybe, hey, when I get home, I'm going to, look up some information about them. Using Facebook, as I said, is really efficient, or just doing other Google searches if you know that you're looking for a particular group, you can certainly do that. Allison's saying that she can't get in here, but that's okay. Well, we'll keep going here. And one of the ways that I have obtained a good part of the fundraisers that I have done is that I'll run an ad, kind of highlighting candle fundraisers, and I just do, a couple dollar limit a day, so it doesn't have to be, really expensive. And I started one here on either Saturday or Sunday, I think it was. And let's see here, I want to see. So yes, so since I started it, I've had 620 impressions, which means that my ad has shown on the internet in a search result 620 times, and I've had 11 people click into the ad. Now my ad is a splash page, so I don't tend, and I'll kind of test and go back and forth, but I don't tend to use the link in my ad as the actual website. I don't use the company website fundraising page, and I don't use my personal fundraising page. The idea is that you want to try to capture their information so that you can continue to market to them in the future. So if I put, like candle fundraiser, highly profitable, and here's my website, or here's Sensation's website, I don't know if they visited. I don't have a way of keeping in touch with them. So I use a splash page, which is just a one-page form that says just enough to create interest, to pique their interest in what it is about. And if they have interest, then they enter their information, usually a name and an email and maybe a phone number, or a field that will ask them to describe what kind of organization are they. Are they a church, or is it some kind of a baseball team, so that I get kind of an idea before I reach out to that. So thus far, in these few days, I've had 11 people click on that ad, but nobody yet has filled out that form. And again, it's numbers. That's not a bad ratio. 620 impressions, 11 click the form, or click the ad, and I would think that soon, around 11 to 15 clicks, I should be getting at least one person to fill out the form. When they do that, I get an email, then I contact them. Sometimes I'm just leaving messages, but I'm always leaving a message indicating that they had requested information, and then I put them on that Excel sheet so that I know who and what I've followed up with. And then they are in my contact management system once they fill out that form. So like from last fall, I had like 100 leads, and now I'll start to broadcast emails out to them again. Marketing emails reminding them about the opportunity to do fundraising with the candles and see if they might have an interest this season. A lot of those that did answer or open up the emails last year from the list were actually fundraising organizations from the year prior that I had done successful fundraisers with. So you never take anybody off of your list. You keep adding to it. You keep prospecting to them. Answer questions as they come up. And then kind of circle back around. Like I said, as fall comes up in those busy fundraising months, sending out an email once a month, and you can change up that second email. It doesn't have to be exactly the same, but you don't have to worry about it being, extremely different and creative. If you're sending out emails, a lot of times people aren't seeing them and don't feel like you're bugging people by contacting them again, because if it's something that they're truly not interested in and they want you to stop, then they're going to reply to your email saying, hey, not interested, please take me off your list. But, a lot of people aren't going to see that first email, maybe that second email. Allison has had people that have responded to, with an affirmative, a positive, yep, I want to do a fundraiser with you. And it might be that she's sent out, 4 emails, 5 emails to them over the last year. So don't give up. Just have that realistic expectation that every single person that you email or call or stop in on a face-to-face is not going to immediately say, yes, let's do this. Remember, it's, kind of a repeat exposure, keeping in touch with them. I don't even know if I can see any questions here. Let's see if I can go to the group here. Does anybody have any questions about the information that I've shared on kind of how to do it? The best way is just really to do some searches. In the training site, on that fundraising page, there's, examples of different organizations and groups that you can contact to give you kind of a start. Dance teams, again, are very likely to want to do it and have successful. Allison's the only one I think I've ever seen that has done a prom committee, but that group comes back year after year and wants to keep doing it again. But you can do, adults softball teams, but more likely some of the younger groups are more likely to do it. And don't feel that you have to jump into immediately trying to go after some school district. The smaller the fundraiser, the better. When you first get started, just get started. Get a fundraiser under your belt. Get comfortable with how and what you do. So, a lot of Allison's fundraisers last year were just a bunch of little ones that accumulated into quite a bit, and that's what gave her all those points for the trip for her and her husband. So, you can certainly contact schools, but they do sometimes tend to be kind of ingrained in what they've been doing in the past. But, sometime towards the end of August, whether you're trying to reach out to particular teachers, you can go to a district's website and they usually list out staff, and you can kind of look over that. Maybe they'll have like the email or the name for the band teacher or director, and see if you can email them, individually. See if you can find the email for the booster clubs or the parent organizations that kind of run the fundraising. See, it's always helpful if you can get a name, somebody that you're more directly contacting and directing the information to. But if you can't do that, then obviously sending it to the organization as a whole can be helpful. But just don't be afraid to contact them again. And if it's somebody local to you, you can either, whatever your comfort level is, maybe you want to send an email, and then within 2 days, call them and say, hey, I sent you an email on our fundraising program. Just wanted to see if you had received that. We've had a lot of success with groups that are similar to yours that have, earned substantial money for their fundraising efforts. Can I talk to you about that? Again, if it's nice and close to you, can I come in? I'd like to bring you some of the products so that you can see it. And then just the tracking is one of the most important things. Keep that Excel sheet going. And then once I get, I'll have what is the response that I got? Yes, they said they're interested. Okay, so then what did I do next? Did I send them, the flyer with the scents listed, with all the candles, the 15 candles listed out, if they've gotten that so that they have a visual. You can email them also pictures of the professional order form. So show them what they would be receiving if they do use we call it the catalog, but it's not really a catalog anymore. It's just that, one-page order form with all of the scents and descriptions and pictures listed. And then as you proceed through the fundraiser, what are their start dates? What are their goals? Always trying to get them to pinpoint, what is the purpose of fundraising is going to be more successful, especially when you're working with younger, kids or, teenagers, is, why are they out doing this? What is it that they're trying to earn? Is it a dance team that's trying to earn money to be able to go to a competition out of state? A younger group may be trying to earn money for a playground set. So when you can have the group zero in on what is the purpose of raising the funds, what's going to come of it, the success is much more likely. And if you can have them kind of give you an idea of what is the goal, we need to raise $2,000 to buy this playground equipment. We'll help them figure out how many kids are going to participate in the fundraising and kind of divide that up then, and let them know that if each participant sells 5 candles, 10 candles, 20 candles, then they would, meet the goal. So again, the fundraising tab on our training site is very detailed, step by step by step. So I highly recommend that you spend some time reading that over. And if you have questions then after taking a look at that, then post it to the group, the Light Your Dream team, and we can answer any questions that you have there. But like so much of Sensations, there's no fast rules about how you do this business. It's about what comfort level you're going to have that you're going to actually do it. If you're uncomfortable about going door to door to door, stopping in and asking people for, their interest in it. Okay, so maybe don't start with that. Send some emails, make some phone calls. And it's just doing it enough times that you get enough numbers. I'd have to pull those stats up again. I can't remember. I think both Allison and I said for every 100 leads that we had, I can't remember how many fundraisers that we pulled. I want to say it was like 7 or 8. So again, you can't expect that 100 people out of 100 contacts are going to say yes. But if you can get, 10-ish of those 100 to say yes in doing it, then, you're having really good success. All right, well, since I don't have Allison on here to kind of share more of her information of how she does it, we can certainly have her post some comments on the thread if there's anything additional that she wanted to share with you. Sorry about that. Sometimes these lives sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. It's a little bit more complicated when we're trying to get the two of us on there together. So apologize for that, but thank you for those that did come on and stay on and hang with me there. So I'm going to go ahead and end the live here tonight, and we will see you guys on the group. I appreciate y'all. So have a good night.